New year, new me. Woo. 2019 was all right. It was kind of cool, but it was an absolute mess, and I definitely brought this upon myself. I literally moved 7 times throughout the year. I did internships back to back to back. I went back to school, I traveled a bit, and I also got my camera and I tried out this whole YouTube thing. I tried to do something different for every single video. That was kind of the theme of last year. Try a bunch of things, fail, learn the hard way, adapt, and I'm super grateful for doing all of these things because I've learned a lot. That being said, it is freaking exhausting. So I want to go into the new year with a lot more mindfulness, more chill, more intention, and the best part is that this video is sponsored by Bose. So I'm bringing with me my pair of the Bose Noise Cancelling Headphones 700. These have a voice assistant, touch controls, 11 levels of active noise cancellation. Wow, that's a lot of levels. I'm gonna talk about these later, but first, I wanna talk about a few life lessons that I learned in 2019 that are shaping how I approach my life in 2020, and hopefully some of this helps you out. So I think one of the biggest lessons that I learned is that I am absolutely not a workaholic. I know I give off that vibe. I can be really type A and a tryhard at times. I embrace that whole hustle lifestyle sometimes, and I don't really like that much, I'm being honest. My off-camera leisure activities, my hobbies, even my mindfulness practices, going for walks, those are a huge part of who I am. And I feel like I pushed those off just a little bit too much last year. You know, I told myself that it's okay, I'm just focusing on the grind. And I hear that a lot from a lot of Berkeley students around me, but it actually just made me less productive. And I could tell because when it came to making videos at like 2 a.m., I ended up throwing a lot of them away because I had less creative energy, I moved a lot slower, I had less charisma, less personality, and turns out talking fast does not count as a personality. You know, when I cut too much into these, we'll call it high quality leisure activities, I probably still spent a lot of time doing non-work stuff. It was just lower quality. It was procrastination. And I feel like it is really important to prioritize this high quality leisure. Because if you look at a lot of these hyper productive famous people, right? Actors, CEOs, US presidents, when they talk about their day, they are super firm about scheduling their hobbies. Like 8 p.m., I'm watching movies. 9 p.m., I'm reading books. 11 a.m., I'm playing sports or playing the piano. That's not an accident. When people are optimizing their lives at such a high level, you would think that they know what they're doing, so why should I try to argue with that? I think it's really important how intentional you are with your free time and the type of things that you do for fun, because last year, I got really into Apex Legends, and that game is super fun, super addicting, but every time you lose, it feels like you just wasted time, and I was losing every single game. So obviously, as a whole, it's a lower quality activity. Instead, this higher quality leisure should do a few things. It should be an outlet for self-expression, it should take up your full attention, it should give you this sense of completion, and it should be enjoyable on its own. So for me, my go-to higher quality activity is what I call deep listens. I don't know if that's an actual term, but that's just what I call listening to an audiobook, listening to a podcast, stand-up comedy, or music while you're doing nothing else. I'm a huge music nerd, and honestly, the best times of 2019 were when I let myself sit through albums from start to finish. You know, not just filling up sound, but when I'm actually appreciating all the details of the music, digging into the lyrics, and when I did that, I don't feel like I lost time in the day because the rest of the day, I was just happier, I had more energy, I was more productive, I was more efficient, and it was overall so worth it. And going into the new year, I do not want to give that up because it is not worth it. And Bose is helping me stick to this in the new year with the Noise Cancelling Headphones 700. These have 11 levels of world-class active noise cancellation, which I can adjust based on my surroundings, so I can really focus on what I'm listening to. I can leave 2 devices connected to these at the same time. And with their impressive sound quality, their sleek new design, their reliable connectivity, and their 20-hour battery life, these Bose headphones are my go-to for my deep listens in the new year, and they could accompany you in your high-quality leisure activities, whatever they may be, whether it's cooking, going on hikes, playing board games, going for walks, stuff like that. I think the big takeaway here is listen to yourself. Like, I'm not trying to sound like, oh, introspection, but basically, A lot of the time, there are things we know we like, things we know we need and care about, and we kind of just push them off because we feel like we're supposed to. Like, for example, a lot of people I spent time with last year can function fine on 4 to 5 hours of sleep per night. That is absolutely not me. I need a lot of sleep. I have always needed a lot of sleep. I know I need more sleep than other people. Even back in 5th grade when I went to sleepovers, I would get clowned for that. So why did I push it last year? I don't know. Self-sabotage probably. So in 2020, I'ma just not do that. Some other examples, like I used to go out and get boba a lot. And when you're in the Bay Area, that's kind of just what you do when you go out. But I don't even like boba that much. I'm a coffee person. So I stopped doing that last year. I do not miss it at all. I also moved around a lot last year, and for some time, I lived with people who spend a lot at restaurants, and I don't really care about that. I know I enjoy cooking boring food, and I felt myself going out to eat a lot more, and I was like, wait a second, I'm gonna just stay home, I'll cook, I'll be the only guy in the kitchen, I don't care, I'll just do that, and I'm really glad that I did. Going into the new year, there's a few areas where I'm trying to listen to myself a little bit better. I think a lot of people struggle with these, specifically social life and career aspirations, education, and stuff like that. So socially, I learned that I am an introvert at heart, and I always kind of knew that I was, but I always pushed myself to be outgoing out of this fear of missing out. You know, I wanted that good college experience, and I've been meeting people left and right for the past few years. I am super grateful for that because I've met a lot of cool people. But last year when I left for all my internships, I was like, wait, I don't really miss all of that shallow socializing all the time. In 2020, I kind of want to just lock down the 3 to 5 or however many friends I actually need and just let it be. And then listening to myself when it comes to career or school stuff, it's kind of a privileged thing to worry about. But I think this is an important thing to question, you know, especially for people like me, young college-age people at competitive schools. We kind of go along with this pressure, like, I gotta go to this school, gotta major in this, gotta get to this job, do these internships, but there's this thought at the back of our mind, you know? I'm doing this, but in an alternate reality, if I was doing things my way, I would drop everything and do this thing I know I care about, this thing I know I would love. Or we just go along with things and we're like, oh, eventually somewhere down the line, I'll do this thing I've always wanted to do. And what I've realized is we don't really have enough time in our lives to do it both ways. You know, this isn't a video game where you get unlimited respawns, try different characters. We can't just really go with this path we're on and then start over and do it the more authentic, selfish, down-to-earth way. And I don't know what I'm doing more than other people. I don't think I have my life figured out, but 2020 is a good year to start paying attention to this voice in the back of my head. So hopefully you found this helpful. I hope there was a little bit of insight or positivity or wholesomeness there for you. I do want to keep branching out outside of just tech content, and I know a lot of you guys are here for the career-related videos. I want to keep making those. They're a lot of fun, but I do want to push myself creatively. I think this tech tuber archetype, it can be kind of limiting. It's kind of repetitive sometimes, so I'll try to find a mix of styles. I want to thank Bose for making this video possible. I've been using their products for a very long time, the SoundLink 2s, the MIDI SoundLink speakers, and the new Noise Cancelling Headphones 700. If you want to check out their products, I'll have a link down below. Thank you so much for watching. This is a very long outro. My allergies are really bad, but subscribe, hit the like button if you haven't already, notification bell, comment, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.